Hallelujah!
Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and welcome to day number 1 of the 2023 Minnesota Whiskey Elite / ADHD Whiskey Advent Calendar. It's the first day of Advent. Minnesota Whiskey Elite sent to me and a lot of other people a box full of blind whiskey. Hold the note, Matt. Friggin' nailed it. It's got my logo on it. It's got the Minnesota Whiskey Elite logo on it, so you know it's real. Oh. This year, the Advent Calendar came with 25 samples and 2 little tasting glasses for all you whiskey lovers tasting asses. 25 days straight, December 1st through the 25th. Each and every day, I'm gonna take a blind sample out of that box. I'm gonna give it a taste. I'm gonna make some Christmas jokes and make a jolly face. And at the end of the video, we'll reveal the pour, and I might just even give it a score. So if you're ready for this Advent to start, let's pour glass 1 and get this thing off to a start. America, rocking around the Christmas tree, give this whiskey an SJ. Color on this whiskey appears to be what some colorologists would consider to be not very dark at all. A fairly translucent property to this whiskey. It's not exactly screaming caramel colored. It's screaming more like watered down caramel colored. If I found snow the color of this whiskey, I would not eat it. So there is that. After Thanksgiving, a little flu bug or something went around our immediate family in the area, and everyone's been shitting and throwing up. It's like a dehydrated, flu-like urine sample. That's gonna get edited out. Whew. Wow. I'm still getting over a flu bug, and my stomach isn't exactly like doing great. So the smells of some things kind of throw me off a little bit, and this is kind of throwing me off a little bit. And by throwing me off, I mean whatever went down the chimney earlier might come up. But that's okay. Every single Advent season, I go through at least 1 or 2 sick periods, and we're starting off this December right. And by right, I mean not right. There's a very strong odor of, what is that? It's like a root beer barrel that were crushed down, crystallized, and sprinkled into like hairspray and licorice, red licorice. Red licorice, hairspray, and root beer barrels. It does have a robust aroma to it that's leading me to believe that this is either a finished bourbon, but maybe not a finished bourbon. The color on it does not look finished. It could be a rye whiskey. Yeah, maybe it's a rye. I do get root beer barrels a lot on rye whiskey, and that's kind of what this is like, you know, directing me towards. I don't know necessarily if it's the sickness talking, which it probably is, or if it's the whiskey talking. And by talking, I mean smelling, but I don't necessarily love the smell of this, which is kind of unfortunate for day number 1. But then again, my olfactory systems have been on high alert. As I've been sick the last couple of days, my smelling sensitivity has been like through the roof. Every little tiny smell that I smell in this house is like I'm smelling it at cask strength. Laundry detergent, fabric softener, my kid's body odor, my body odor. Every smell has been like extremely elevated. So maybe it's not the smell of this whiskey that's turning me off. Maybe it's just like my elevated senses that are turning me off. Kind of like women dig sensitive dudes, but if you're crying at like Family Feud, they're like, wow, that's a bit too much. Sensitivity a bit too elevated. Wow. Wow, okay. The nose was telling me rye whiskey. The palate is telling me nutty whiskey. I'm getting a ton of nuts on here. It's like nuts and spice. It's like a black peppered peanut. I don't, do I love this? No, not necessarily. I think that whatever this is hopefully not an expensive bottle. Hopefully this is a relatively inexpensive bottle. Maybe a high rye bourbon or a low rye. The nuttiness is really throwing me off though. Wow. It's kind of farmy, a little bit of a farmy flavor to it as well. Kind of young, tastes a bit young. Day number 1 of the Advent calendar, not my favorite pour. And therefore it's gonna receive a not great score. Oh, my stomach is really turning right now, actually. That's a bad idea to taste this on an upset stomach. Oh, it's doing the thing. It's doing the twisty thing. You know, like when you eat Taco Bell and then like at 3 o'clock in the morning, your stomach is doing like only what you would imagine a washing machine does with its agitator. Just that's what my stomach's doing right now. Day number 1, I'm giving this pour a score of 6.3. But take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm not feeling well, so therefore, not sure. How much would I pay for a bottle of this? I don't know. Probably like $35. Probably like a $35 bottle. In 2023, I would imagine this probably costs like $600. Day number 1 of the Minnesota Whiskey Elite ADHD Whiskey Advent Calendar, we were drinking. Whew. Rittenhouse 100 proof rye whiskey. It's Rittenhouse rye. Oh, it's a single barrel picked by the Minnesota Whiskey Elite. I'm not sure how much these cost. I haven't actually had Rittenhouse rye in a very long time. Let me know in the comments below. Did you pick up on the same notes I did? Were you a fan of this? Do you like Rittenhouse rye whiskey? This was just not up my alley for day number 1, but 24 more days to impress me. Hopefully the Minnesota Whiskey Elite can pull that off. Anyway, thank you for watching. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. This was day number 1 of Advent. Tune in for day number 2 tomorrow on December 2nd. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Hit the thumbs up and leave a comment down below. If you don't have anything else to say, just say ho ho ho. Oh, my stomach hurts really bad.